Good morning. Here's your daily tech briefing for 2020-60814. Today we're covering Java, Spring Boot, Docker, Kubernetes, Git, Angular, and Cloud, AWS/Azure/GCP, plus the Architect's Corner. Let's get into it. Java has been in the spotlight over the past 24 hours, with several interesting developments. First, Apache has announced a new project called JSON, which aims to provide fast JSON serialization for Java. JSON, or JavaScript Object Notation, is a lightweight data interchange format that's widely used in web development. Serialization is the process of converting Java objects into a JSON format that can be easily sent over a network or stored in a file. Apache JSON claims to be the fastest Java JSON framework available, which could be a significant boost for Java developers who work with large amounts of JSON data. In another development, the Tornado VM project has published a blog post about using Java at the metal, which means leveraging the full power of the computer's hardware to run Java code. Specifically, they're using CUDA graphs, tensor cores, and libraries like cuBLAS, cuDNN, and cuFFT to accelerate certain types of computations. CUDA is a parallel computing platform developed by NVIDIA, and it's commonly used for tasks like machine learning and scientific simulations. Tornado VM is a Java virtual machine that allows Java developers to run their code on GPUs and other accelerators, which could lead to significant performance improvements for certain types of applications. Finally, a new project on GitHub called Rust Kojin JVM allows developers to compile Rust code into Java bytecode and runnable jars. Rust is a systems programming language that's known for its focus on safety and performance. By compiling Rust code into Java bytecode, developers can potentially use Rust libraries and frameworks from within their Java applications. This could be useful for tasks like systems programming or building high-performance components, where Rust strengths can be leveraged to improve the overall performance and reliability of a Java application. Overall, these developments suggest that the Java ecosystem is continuing to evolve and expand, with new projects and technologies emerging to help Java developers build faster, more efficient, and more powerful applications. Spring Boot, a popular Java framework for building web applications, has a new tool that can help developers optimize their application's startup time and bean cycle analysis. WireDoctor, a recently introduced tool, aims to simplify the process of identifying and resolving issues related to Spring Boot's startup process and bean creation. The creator of WireDoctor shared a story on Medium about how they encountered an issue with a Spring Boot application that took around 40 seconds to boot. Upon further investigation, they discovered that the application had silent bean cycles, which are essentially beans that are created and destroyed repeatedly during the application's startup process, causing significant delays. The traditional approach to debugging such issues involves manually analyzing the application's configuration and code, which can be time-consuming and tedious. WireDoctor provides an analysis layer that can be integrated into a Spring Boot application, allowing developers to visualize and understand the bean creation process and identify potential issues. This can be particularly useful for complex applications with many dependencies and beans. By using WireDoctor, developers can quickly identify and resolve issues related to bean cycles, resulting in faster startup times and improved overall performance. Although there aren't many details available on the adoption of WireDoctor, it has the potential to become a valuable tool for Spring Boot developers. As the Spring Boot ecosystem continues to evolve, tools like WireDoctor can play a crucial role in helping developers optimize their applications and improve their overall development experience. By providing a simple and effective way to analyze and resolve bean cycle issues, WireDoctor can help reduce the time spent on debugging and increase the productivity of Spring Boot developers. Docker has been making waves in the tech community, with two interesting projects popping up in the last 24 hours. First, let's take a look at Arca-Sophia OpenCore, an open-source project that provides an edge AI and SCADA telemetry filter in Docker. For those who might not know, SCADA refers to supervisory control and data acquisition, which is a type of industrial control system used to monitor and control equipment in various industries. The fact that Arca Sophia is using Docker, a containerization platform, to deploy their Edge AI and SCADA telemetry filter is significant, as it allows for easier deployment and management of the system. The project is licensed under AGPL 3, which is a free software license that ensures the project remains open and accessible to the community. The project is hosted on GitHub, and while it hasn't garnered much attention yet, with only 1 point and 0 comments on Hacker News, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, especially for those working in industries that rely on SCADA systems. On a separate note, Docker is also being used in a rather unconventional way in a terminal hacking puzzle game called Deadlock OS. The game runs real Docker containers, which is a unique twist on traditional puzzle games. The game is available on itch.io, and while it only has 2 points and 0 comments on Hacker News, it's an interesting example of how Docker can be used in creative and innovative ways. The use of real Docker containers in the game adds a layer of realism and complexity, making it a great tool for learning about Docker and containerization in a fun and interactive way. Kubernetes has been a hot topic in the last 24 hours, with several interesting developments. First, Oxide Computer published a blog post detailing their experience with integrating Kubernetes into their platform. The post, which garnered 153 points and 69 comments on Hacker News, highlights how customer needs drove the development of their Kubernetes integrations. Oxide's approach focused on creating a seamless experience for their customers, who were already familiar with Kubernetes. By listening to their customers' needs, Oxide was able to tailor their integrations to provide a more streamlined and efficient experience. This is a great example of how companies can benefit from engaging with their customers and incorporating their feedback into their development process. Another interesting article that caught our attention is a blog post from the Cloud Native Computing Foundation, or CNCF, which explores the circumstances under which Kubernetes will restart a pod and when it won't. This is an important topic for anyone working with Kubernetes, as understanding the restart policies is crucial for ensuring the reliability and availability of applications. The post provides a detailed explanation of the factors that influence Kubernetes' decision to restart a pod, including the pod's lifecycle, resource constraints, and node conditions. By understanding these factors, developers and operators can better design and manage their Kubernetes deployments. Finally, a new project called ZKE caught our eye, which is a macOS-style multi-cluster Kubernetes console that uses the QUIC protocol. Although it only received 1 point and no comments on Hacker News, it's an interesting project that could potentially simplify the management of multiple Kubernetes clusters. ZKE is designed to provide a user-friendly interface for managing clusters, making it easier for developers and operators to monitor and troubleshoot their applications. With the growing adoption of Kubernetes, tools like ZKE can help make it more accessible and manageable for a wider range of users. We'll be keeping an eye on this project to see how it develops and whether it gains more traction in the Kubernetes community. If you're a Git user, you're likely familiar with GitHub, the popular platform for version control and collaboration. Recently, the schedule for GitHub Universe 2026 has been launched, and it's packed with interactive workshops, community talks, demos, and panels. This event is a great opportunity to learn from experts and network with other developers. If you're interested in attending, be sure to register before August 19 to save $300. The session catalog is now live, so you can start exploring the various sessions and plan your schedule. In other news, GitHub has been working on improving security in open-source projects, particularly in the context of AI. A recent blog post highlights the lessons learned from 50 open-source projects that participated in the GitHub Secure Open Source Fund. These projects combined AI-assisted workflows with maintainer expertise, GitHub security tools, and expert guidance to improve their security. The results are insightful, showing how AI can be used to enhance security in open-source projects. This is particularly important as AI becomes more prevalent in software development and security becomes a growing concern. By sharing the experiences of these 50 projects, GitHub aims to help other open-source maintainers improve the security of their own projects. If you're involved in open-source development, this is definitely worth checking out to learn more about how to secure your projects in the AI era. Angular, the popular TypeScript-based front-end framework, has seen several updates in the last 24 hours. The Angular team has released 3 new versions: 22.12, 22.20 next to, and 23.28. These updates bring a range of fixes and improvements to the framework. Let's start with version 22.12. This release includes 2 fixes in the compiler. The first fix, labeled as 76DFF307B4, ensures that the compiler generates the correct expression for optional chaining. Optional chaining is a feature in JavaScript that allows you to access nested properties of an object without throwing an error if one of the properties is null or undefined. The second fix, labeled as 6F9A64E6F5, removes namespaced MathML script elements. MathML, or mathematical markup language, is a mathematical typesetting language used to typeset mathematical equations in an interpretable way by both humans and computers. Version 22.20 next to is a pre-release version of Angular, and it includes 3 fixes in the compiler. 2 of these fixes are similar to the ones in version 22.12, with one of them also related to generating the correct expression for optional chaining. The third fix, labeled as A4F1A94948, prevents the compiler from encapsulating nested selectors if the parent contains the ngdeep pseudoclass. The ngdeep pseudoclass is used in Angular to override the style encapsulation and apply styles to all descendant elements, regardless of their depth. Lastly, version 23.28 is a patch release that includes 2 fixes in the core and HTTP modules. The first fix, labeled as 2F96C8020F, sanitizes host bindings on concrete hosts. Host bindings are used in Angular to bind properties and events to the host element of a component. The second fix, labeled as 969,133D426, ensures that header values are matched exactly when deleting. This fix is related to the HTTP module, which is used for making HTTP requests in Angular. These updates demonstrate the ongoing effort by the Angular team to improve the stability and functionality of the framework. As a developer working with Angular, it's essential to stay up to date with the latest releases to ensure that your applications are secure, efficient, and take advantage of the latest features and improvements. By applying these updates, you can ensure that your applications are running smoothly and are less prone to errors and security vulnerabilities. Let's dive into some cloud news. Google Cloud has announced that it started rolling out maintenance updates for Apigee instances, specifically those configured for maintenance windows. For those who might not be familiar, Apigee is a full-stack, modern API management platform that enables developers to design, implement, and manage APIs. If you're using an Apigee instance with a version below 1-18-0 Apigee 2, you can expect an update to version 1-18-0 Apigee 2 within the next 7 to 21 days, as long as you've set a preferred maintenance window. Google will send out a notification with the expected upgrade date, so keep an eye out for that if you're affected. In other cloud news, a recent outage highlights the potential risks of relying on cloud services for critical infrastructure. A company called PetLibro, which makes smart pet feeders, experienced a cloud outage that prevented its feeders from dispensing food to pets. This incident is a reminder that even though cloud services can offer a lot of convenience and flexibility, they can also introduce new points of failure. As a developer or engineer, it's essential to consider the potential risks and consequences of cloud outages, especially when building applications that have a direct impact on people's lives, or, in this case, their pets' well-being. It's not clear which cloud provider PetLibro uses, but the incident serves as a reminder to design systems with redundancy and failover capabilities to minimize the impact of outages. Now, let's shift gears for the Architect's Corner. 5 minutes on real enterprise software architecture and system design. The engineering team at a large enterprise was facing a significant challenge in managing the costs associated with their generative AI workloads. As the use of AI and machine learning models became more widespread across different departments, it became increasingly difficult to track and allocate costs accurately. The team needed a way to monitor and control the expenses related to AI model training and inference, which were spread across various teams and departments. The team decided to leverage Amazon Bedrock, a fully managed service that allows developers to build, train, and deploy machine learning models, along with AWS cost allocation tags to create a customized cost tracking system. They started by creating separate inference profiles for each department, which allowed them to isolate and track the costs associated with each team's AI workloads. These profiles were then tagged with Oz cost allocation tags, enabling the team to view detailed cost breakdowns in AWS Cost Explorer. By using Amazon Bedrock inference profiles and Oz cost allocation tags, the engineering team was able to gain visibility into the costs associated with each department's AI workloads. They could now track the expenses related to model training, inference, and data storage, and allocate these costs to the respective departments. This level of granularity allowed the team to identify areas where costs could be optimized, such as right-sizing AI model instances or optimizing data storage. The team could also use this data to create detailed reports and dashboards, providing stakeholders with a clear understanding of the costs associated with their AI initiatives. What's important to note here is that this solution is not just about cost tracking. It's also about enabling better decision-making around AI investments. By having a clear understanding of the costs associated with different AI workloads, the team can make more informed decisions about where to allocate resources and how to prioritize AI projects. This is particularly important in large enterprises, where AI initiatives often involve significant investments and multiple stakeholders. The use of Amazon Bedrock inference profiles and Oz cost allocation tags also highlights the importance of leveraging cloud-native services to manage complex AI workloads. By using a fully managed service like Amazon Bedrock, the team can focus on building and deploying AI models, rather than managing the underlying infrastructure. This approach also allows for greater scalability and flexibility, as the team can quickly spin up or down AI model instances as needed, without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure. In terms of trade-offs, it's worth noting that using Amazon Bedrock and Oz cost allocation tags may require some upfront investment in terms of setup and configuration. However, the benefits of having a customized cost tracking system and the ability to make more informed decisions around AI investments far outweigh the costs. Additionally, the use of cloud-native services like Amazon Bedrock can also help reduce the overall cost of ownership, as the team no longer needs to manage and maintain the underlying infrastructure. The key takeaway from this example is that leveraging cloud-native services and customized cost tracking systems can help enterprises better manage the costs associated with their AI workloads. By gaining visibility into the costs associated with different AI initiatives, teams can make more informed decisions about where to allocate resources and how to prioritize AI projects. This approach can also help reduce the overall cost of ownership and enable greater scalability and flexibility, making it an important consideration for any enterprise looking to deploy AI at scale. In the context of enterprise software architecture, this solution highlights the importance of designing systems that can provide visibility into costs and usage patterns. As AI and machine learning continue to play a larger role in enterprise software, the ability to track and manage costs will become increasingly important. By leveraging cloud-native services and customized cost tracking systems, architects can design systems that are not only scalable and flexible, but also provide the necessary visibility and control to make informed decisions about AI investments. Ultimately, the solution built by the engineering team serves as a useful example of how to manage the costs associated with AI workloads in a large enterprise. By leveraging Amazon Bedrock inference profiles and Oz cost allocation tags, the team was able to gain visibility into the costs associated with different AI initiatives and make more informed decisions about where to allocate resources. This approach can be applied to a wide range of use cases, from managing AI workloads in the cloud to optimizing costs associated with data storage and processing. As such, it's an important consideration for any architect looking to design systems that can provide visibility into costs and usage patterns and make more informed decisions about AI investments. And that's your briefing for today. See you tomorrow morning.